Hey guys, it's Mallory here with All About Cats. In this week's video, we're going to be taking a look at a kind of neat little device called the Rocki companion for pets. If you've been subscribed to the All About Cats channel for a while, you'll probably remember that a few months ago I made a post asking you guys if you'd be interested in having us review this Rocki robot companion. And about 75% of you guys said that you would be interested in seeing us review it, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be taking a closer look at this interactive robot companion device for cats. The Rocki robot combines a few different features into this one interactive package. So it's a pet cam, which allows you to watch your cat from afar. It also has a laser pointer as well as a treat dispenser, which allows you to play with and feed your cat from anywhere. And then finally, unlike the vast majority of devices that have this combination of features, it also moves around, which makes it really interesting. You're able to follow your cat around the house and find them wherever they are. So I've been trying out the Rocki robot with my cats over the last week or so, and I'm going to be telling you all about the experience here. When I received the Rocki robot companion, I got a box containing the body of the robot, the little arm that attaches to the top, a USB charging cable, and a startup guide. You really don't have to do that much to get everything set up. You're going to want to charge the robot before you use it, and then you're going to have to connect it to your smartphone. This process is all pretty straightforward and simple. You're going to do it in essentially the same way that you would set up any other Wi-Fi integrated product. Once you have downloaded the app and connected to your device, you're going to be able to start operating the Rocki robot. So just about every aspect of using this robot happens within the Rocki robot app. So you're going to get a feed from the robot's camera as well as sound coming from its microphone. You're going to be able to control its movement around the house, dispense treats, and move the toy arm in order to make the laser pointer move around on the wall or on the floor and entertain your cat with that. If you want to have multiple family members have access to the Rocki robot, you can connect it to multiple devices as well. Clearly there are quite a few things that the Rocki robot companion can do and that you can control from the app, so let's talk a little bit about these features and how each of them works. So the first thing that I want to talk about is how this robot companion moves. So it has these 4 mecanum wheels, which are omnidirectional wheels. It allows the robot to move in just about any direction. So the robot can move from right to left, side to side without turning. It can also move forward and backwards, and it can also turn 360 degrees. Now the company says that the Rocki robot is capable of going up to a 15-degree incline. It's able to navigate over multiple different types of surfaces. So if you have hardwood floors or carpet or rugs in your house, it'll be able to move over all of those changes in terrain, so to speak. When I used the Rocki robot, I found that it did a good job of moving over different types of carpeted floors as well as the tile floors. That being said, it's not completely impervious to lumps and bumps on the ground, so it toppled over when it encountered a kind of folded up rug. But overall, if you're moving across a clean floor, it's going to be perfectly fine and not fall over all the time. I found that it was easy to move the robot around using the app. You're going to use the left joystick to move it forward, backwards, and to turn it right and left, and then you're going to use the right joystick in order to move it from side to side. On that right hand joystick, you're also going to be able to move the camera up and down, so you're going to be able to pan the camera up and down to see higher or lower in the room. But of course the robot does more than just monitor your cat and move around the house. It also dispenses treats, and it has this laser pointer. So in order to get the robot to dispense treats, you'll squeeze in these little yellow buttons on each side of the body, lift off the top, and then you'll access the treat compartments inside. So the robot has 16 little compartments in which you can place treats. So you can either put 1 treat per compartment or a little pile of kibble in each compartment. It just depends on how much you want to dispense every time you press that treat button. When you're ready to dispense a treat, you're going to press that little button at the bottom of the display, and then a treat is going to pop out of the dispensing hole. I I found that the treat dispensing function really appealed to my cats. I think it was really the only function that my cat Wessie was very interested in at all. It's also really useful for getting your cat accustomed to having the Rocki robot in the house. If you're not moving it around and you're just dispensing these treats, then they're going to feel a lot more comfortable with it, and you can gradually start moving it around once they've gotten used to it and the fact that it dispenses their favorite treats. Now, what about that little toy arm that sticks up off of the top of the Rocki robot? This is going to be your laser pointer. So you're able to control the laser pointer in a couple of different ways. The little antenna is flexible, so you can move it so that it points up at the ceiling or points off to the side or even points down at the ground. And then from there, you're able to move it in the app. So you're going to slide your finger across the display to move the laser pointer horizontally. And you're also going to be able to, of course, make the laser pointer move by moving the robot itself. Now, as those of you who have watched our video on the best cat toys will have suspected, my cats really weren't all that interested in the Rocki robot's laser pointer. I did spot Wessie jumping for it once, and Forrest would look at it on the wall, but neither of them ever really got too excited about chasing it around. Now, you'll notice that this arm is removable, so you can pop it out and then pop it back in. And the makers of the Rocki robot say that they plan to introduce a line of alternative arms and toys that you can attach to the robot. So you're going to be able to potentially use it with a feather style toy or other types of toys that plug in, just like the laser toy. They also note that in the meantime, you can tie on a toy of your choosing. So I tried tying on a piece of yarn. My cats still weren't really that interested in it, but I think for, again, other cats who actually are interested in traditional toys, I think that it could be an interesting new way to interact with your cat using the Rocki robot. I also want to talk a little bit more about how the camera and microphone system works. So you have a camera that allows you to both watch in real time what your cat is doing and record videos as well as pictures of your cat. So these photos and videos are saved both on the cloud and on your device. In addition to having a microphone that allows you to hear what your cat is doing, you're also able to use your phone microphone to communicate with your cat using your voice.
I found that the sound coming out of the Rocki robot was relatively quiet and muffled.
It seems like it could be a little bit louder and more distinct, but it seems generally acceptable. I didn't notice my cats really interacting with the robot based on the sound that it was making, but I guess this could be different if I actually wasn't at home. So for people who are spending a lot of time away from their cat, this could be an interesting way to have that kind of two-way communication. So I've talked a lot about how the robot worked, but what did my cats think of it? So as usual, my cats were kind of divided on the robot. Forrest really didn't have all that much interest in it. I tried to get her to play with it, but she really just didn't want to cooperate. I think maybe had I had it around the house a little bit longer, she would have eventually taken an interest in it. But overall, she was pretty apathetic. Wessie was very interested in the treat dispensing functionality, so I put his favorite treats in there, dispensed them, and immediately he made the connection and started pawing the robot, and he was really interested in it. So overall, I think that this was more enjoyable for me than it was for my cats to use. So overall, how does the Rocki robot compare to other similar devices, and is it worth it? You've probably seen a lot of other products that do some of the same things that the Rocki robot does. There are pet cams that dispense treats, allow you to talk to your cat, and sometimes have laser pointers that allow you to interact with them. What they don't typically do is move. And I think that this ability to move is going to be particularly helpful for those who have cats in a couple of different ways. One, you're able to search around the house and find your cat wherever they are. And two, it really adds to the experience of playing with the robot. So when you're able to move the robot, swivel around, move side to side, it's going to add a lot to the experience of playing with that laser pointer or whatever attachment you choose to stick on that arm. So overall, I'd say that the Rocki Robot Companion is offering a variety of features that I haven't seen in any other similar products. I found that the app was pretty intuitive. It was easy to control the Rocki Robot from the app. And I also didn't notice a lot of glitches or crashes when I was testing it out. The robot seems to be pretty sturdy and well constructed. It seems like a product that should be able to last for quite a while. Now, probably the biggest drawback or the biggest reason why you wouldn't get the Rocki robot is its price. So in the Rocki robot store, it costs $199. That's a little bit more expensive than some other similar products, but at the same time, it's a pretty good price considering the number of features you're getting. So for example, the Pet Cube Play 2 costs $179. So the Pet Cube Play 2 does almost everything that the Rocki robot does, except it isn't capable of moving. So for an additional $20, you get some pretty big benefits. The ability to move around the house and find your cat where they are and really enhance that playtime experience. Another nice feature of the Rocki robot is that there is no subscription. You don't have to pay for the app, so it doesn't have any recurring costs to deal with like you would see with some other competing products. So overall, I think that if you're willing to drop about $200 on a toy for your cat and yourself, then the Rocki robot certainly could be worth it. It's a really cool way to stay connected with your cat when you're not at home, and it overall seems to be a pretty well-made device. Especially if you have cats who enjoy playing as well as eating treats, I think that you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of the Rocki robot. And if you're not able to justify the expense for yourself, this might make a cool gift for someone who's interested in cool devices and also wants to stay connected with their cat, especially when they're away from home. If you're interested in trying out the Rocki robot or just learning a little bit more about it, you can check out the description. There will be a link to the Rocki robot store. Alright, so that's about it for this review. I hope that you found it helpful or at least interesting. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you're interested in more product reviews like this one, buyer's guides, and information on all things cats, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you get the news every time we release a new video. Thank you again for your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.